Hey guys, it's Rachel with Rachel's Remedies, and today I'm so excited. We're gonna do an interview with Epsie Preciosa. She's 78 years old and she's been doing keto a couple of years, and you will be shocked at some of the things that she talks about, some of the things that it's helped her with. I had no idea that keto could be so advantageous to an older person who just tried it out. She was kind of between a rock and a hard place with her health and tried keto. Her doctor was so amazed he wanted her to start her own YouTube channel, and so she has not done that. So I said, let me interview you. I want to tell the world your story. So watch this. So tell me about, when did you first hear about keto?
I heard about keto from you, Rachel. You mentioned it, I don't know, what was it, 5 years ago maybe?
Right.
And I thought, wow, that's interesting, but sounds hard.
Right.
And so I didn't do anything with it until later.
Okay. And did you have any symptom, did you know, because what kind of led up to keto was your kidneys, but...
Well, yeah, my kidneys were failing and I was feeling horrible. And my brain was foggy, and my doctor was talking about dialysis.
Okay.
Which sounded horrific. I'd had a friend on dialysis and it was not pretty. So I decided that rather than go on dialysis, I would try this. I went online, and Mayo Clinic was doing a clinical trial of diabetics who had the same kind of kidney damage, that because mine was from a virus. And so anyway, I called my doctor, asked him if I could do this. He said, you won't be able to. It's too hard.
That the diet's too hard.
Yeah, eating this way will be too hard. You won't be able to do it. He said, I have all these older patients. I was at that time 75.
Okay.
This was 2016, January. And he said, I have all these older patients who cannot give up enough of what they like to do this.
To do the keto diet.
And I said, watch me, because dialysis, giving up food, dialysis, giving up foods. That was not a hard thing to do. It was just easy. So, let's see. I watched Dr. Eric Westman. He is the guy who started the Duke Clinic for obesity and for diabetes, and ran a clinic. It's been maybe 15 years now.
Right.
Where he handled all these people who were killing themselves.
Right.
With their mouths. So anyway, I watched what he said I could eat. It was a very limited list, but it was stuff I could eat.
Right.
And so anyway, I had my son come over and we purged my cabinets of all the bad stuff, no carbs. I took away flour and sugar and all those things that you like to have on hand. No sprinkles, no nothing. It was funny. But anyway, so we had, that's how I started. And Bob wasn't around right then, he was away. And so it was just me in my place, and my kids, were very supportive because who wants their parents on dialysis? But it was tough at first, but I got really simple.
Right.
The key to starting is go simple.
Right.
I would have butter coffee in the morning,
mm-hmm.
and that is coffee with 2 tablespoons of butter in it.
Mm-hmm.
And
you kind of got your favorite things going.
But that keeps you satisfied until maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
At that time, I would have a couple of sticks of celery filled with cream cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And that would get me through to my dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And it was only 2 days before I was adapted, before I could actually do this and not
pretty
be
easily
miserable. Mm-hmm. Yeah, some people get keto flu and all this stuff, but I guess they probably ate more carbs than I did or something. But I started burning fat pretty quickly. And then
Now, where were your kidneys? What was their function capability when you started the keto diet?
my GFR was about 12. So I was getting
Really
close
low.
to that cutoff.
Mhm.
Right? And I mean, I didn't get full function back, but I got my first test, which was 3 or 4 months later, was 38.
Oh, that's a big jump.
And the next one after that was 44. And that's as high as I've gotten.
Mhm.
And over the holidays last year, I ate stuff I shouldn't eat, and it went down to 38 again.
Oh, wow.
And
So
then-
it kind of
Yeah, it
mirrors
depends.
your diet.
As long as I eat keto,
You're fine.
I'm good. You can live on 44 or
Mhm.
40. My last one was only 40, but I
Mhm.
cheated, and
Right.
so it's rigorous, and it's sometimes draconian. I was known for my apple pies in my
Right.
family,
Right.
so I made apple pies last Christmas. Well, I had to eat some.
Of your own apple pie.
Yeah,
Right.
and so I dropped down to 38.
Right.
And it
So
doesn't take much.
now, what does your doctor think about this? Did it scare him that you would, instead of
shocked
dialysis, try a diet
shocked
first?
him. He was amazed. He'd heard of it, but he just flatly said, "You can't do it." And he has no other patients on this diet. And I referred him to Dr. Jason Fung, who is on YouTube. He is a nephrologist,
Okay.
like my guy,
Mm-hmm.
and he is all over this, and then he likes fasting too. He's very big on
Big on
fasting.
fasting.
However, he also says that once you get to a certain age, you gotta be careful with the fasting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can set off bad stuff. So I have to do limited. But I do intermittent fasting when I need to, and I need to now because I put on some weight because I've been eating. I mean, calories. You don't have to count calories, but they still count.
Right. Right.
And so, if you eat too much of something, and your body does adapt to having less food because you're not hungry, you don't eat as much.
Right. Now, had your doctor, before you came to him, had he heard that the keto diet could help?
Yes.
Oh, he'd heard that.
Yeah.
But he just never had a patient do it.
Well, I think most of his patients are older,
Mm-hmm.
and he said older people will not change their habits. They will not stick with this.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, how ageist is that? I mean, he's older too. He's just about to retirement age.
Right.
And so he said, his wife has demyelinization, and I said, have her do keto because people get relief from that.
Right.
And he says, are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
She would never do it. And I thought,
Well, why not?
offer her the option.
Right. Now, what about your brain fog? Where did you think that
Oh my
came
gosh,
from?
that cleared up. Well, it was because my blood was sludge by that time,
Right.
by the time I started it. But within the first couple of months, my cognition really improved. I mean, I could read something and remember it. I could see something on TV and put the pieces together, where I was getting really scary. So it was amazing. By the time I had my first test from the doctor that said I had 38%, GFR, I said, I could think again, my
Right.
brain works.
Right.
And so I was beginning to wonder if I had early stage dementia or
Right.
something. But no, now I have a brain again.
Right. So that
So-
must be empowering.
Well, it's empowering. And you know what? If you go back after it's been a long time, even with my own apple pie, which is world famous,
Right.
it doesn't taste the same as you expect it to.
Right.
When
Right.
you have something that you think you
Was
want,
so good.
was
right.
so good before,
It just doesn't taste.
it's not so hot. you
Right.
know?
Well, and do you feel like if you have a cheat day, the next day do you feel
I
sluggish?
feel crummy. I
Yeah.
feel crummy. The next day, I have no energy.
Right.
No energy.
Right.
And I'm just like a slug. So, seriously, that's how I feel. And so, as long as I stick to it,
Right.
I'm good,
Yeah.
you know?
And are you thinking you'll probably stick with keto for?
Well, it's been, since January 20th, 2016.
Oh, so it's
So-
almost been
Yeah,
4 years in January.
yeah,
Yeah.
generally 4 years, 3.5 years.
It's kind of a lifestyle.
Exactly. It's a lifestyle. And when we go out to eat, I can always find something to order
Right.
or get them to make something that I can eat.
Right.
And like a long lost cousin came to visit the other weekend, and I fixed keto. I said, "Look, this is how we eat."
Right.
And he was amazed. He said, "This is really good."
It's really good.
Yeah.
Right. You can make a lot of
They
delicious
have great
things.
things. And so he was fine with that.
Now, what do you rely on for, like, if you do cook? Do you have cookbooks, favorite cookbooks, or YouTube, or?
Well, you can't get too complicated with your recipes.
Right.
Dr. Westman says this because you build in carbs you're not aware of.
Right.
And so
Keeping it simple.
you have to keep it simple. You
Yeah.
have to keep it very plain.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I don't use cookbooks.
Mm-hmm.
I have a few recipes that I make. Like I make a great cheesecake.
Mm-hmm.
with
And you
stevia.
just keep that
Yeah.
recipe, and that's your
Yeah,
cheesecake
I have it
recipe.
in my head. You know, I don't.
I do too.
Yeah. So, and when he was here, Costco has this fabulous thing. I don't know if you have it here in your Costco, but they have the chicken they pulled off of their roaster chickens. And they have 2 pounds of chicken in a bag, in a plastic bag. And it's all this breast meat that they pulled off
Oh,
of the
wow.
chicken. And it is so wonderful. It's flavorful.
Right.
It
It's
is-
ready.
Well, and it's not the least bit dry. It's
Right.
very moist.
Right.
And you can do all kinds of things with that.
Right. Exactly.
Sometimes I'll just put a bunch of cheese over the top, melted cheese, and we've got dinner.
Right.
You
Right.
know, with some asparagus or something.
Right.
I mean, it's not a big
I
deal.
know.
It's not hard.
Right. It's pretty
Once
simple.
you get the hang that you can't do a lot of things.
Right. Right. A lot of extra
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. And of course, I've read Dr. Gundry's book, The Plant Paradox.
Yes.
And so I'm glad I can't have root vegetables. You know, it's just, you know, I don't feel so bad about some of those things because I grew up eat your veggies.
Right.
You know,
Right.
but, you know, they're trying to kill us, so I feel better now. So,
And so, if you had some advice to the older population, let's say they're facing something that the keto diet
Yeah.
could fix.
what have you got to lose
Right.
besides tasting good for a couple days?
Right.
I mean, you lose your hunger.
Right.
Now, you can still have appetite. You might want something,
Right.
but you're not hungry.
Right. It's
And you get rid of your hunger, and it's easy to not eat all the time. It gives you a lot more time for doing other things.
right.
You know? I'm making a Civil War quilt for my grandson that is driving me crazy, but by golly,
But you have time to make it
I do.
because you're not spending so
It's going
much
to be
time.
huge. It's going to be, I'll be glad when it's done. But I have the time to do it.
Right.
So,
So, what's been your favorite side effect of the keto diet?
my brain.
Your brain, like having.
I lost about 30 pounds the first 4 months.
Mhm.
You know,
That's nice.
I gained back about 5, which I need to take off, which that means I have to do some intermittent fasting, and cut out the cheat stuff.
Right.
Because I am very sensitive to that now. When I
Right.
eat some carbs now,
You feel horrible.
yes,
Yes.
it's just, and it's instant.
Right.
And I blow up like a balloon.
Right. Get real bloated.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
very bloated
Mm-hmm.
and not happy.
Right.
you know,
Right.
so.
More emotional.
Indeed, crankier.
Mm-hmm. Don't you feel like the keto diet makes you a little bit more stable emotionally?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never been a real mercurial person, but on keto, you know, you're just in the moment. You're present.
Right.
You know, you're not fogged up and
Right.
you think about what you're doing. It's great.
Well, awesome. I'm so glad that you shared this story.
I'm so
I know
glad you originally shared.
Well, I know your doctor wanted you to do a YouTube channel, and
Yes.
which would be awesome. You would need a lot of brain power to learn how to use
all this
the
equipment.
computer incredibly well. But I'm so glad that you shared your story with us, and just so honored to have that. Like, it's really a hope for someone who's older, and
It is hope.
know.
I mean, if you have a great family, as I do, and you have a good life,
right,
it doesn't have to go away.
right,
And if you've had a decent brain through your life,
right,
you can get it back.
right.
And I just encourage all older people to give it a shot.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of like, what have you got to lose besides the bad stuff?
Right. Twizzlers.
Yeah. Twizzlers. That was hard.
Right.
I liked Twizzlers, and I liked baked goods.
Right.
But you know what? I don't miss them.
No.
I don't miss them.
Right. Well, you're more satisfied when you eat too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there we are.
Yay.
Yes.
Well, I'm so excited.
Thank
you
you
so
for
much.
inviting me.
Thank you for coming, and can't wait to share your story with everyone. Right, Greta?
She's my constant companion.
Yes. Okay, so I hope y'all enjoyed that interview with Epsie. I enjoyed it. I love her. She was a little concerned that she didn't talk about more keto things, like it takes a few days for you to switch over and start burning fat as opposed to glycogen and that kind of thing. But I think for the most part, she just wanted to get her story out. So if you have more questions about keto, I'm gonna link. She had several doctors she loves to watch on YouTube. I'm gonna link them down below. Make sure you hit on their YouTubes and tune into the doctors that she loves on YouTube and listen to podcasts, get educated on it. I always tell people, if you're interested in doing keto, watch YouTubes, listen to podcasts, listen to doctors and scientists for a week or two, just to kind of change your mindset about how you've been eating, and then give it a try. I cannot say enough good things about the diet, and neither can Epsie. So I hope you enjoy this, and we'll see you next time.